So let's start on the case.
Okay.
Our client is a leading global consumer goods company that has come up with a new product for cleaning water to make it drinkable. This product is a sachet, so it's like a bag of small bag of powder, which contains the powder, and then the powder is poured into a bucket of water. You have to stir it for 20 minutes. At the end of the 20 minutes, the dirt that's originally in the water will have settled at the bottom, so the bacteria will all have been neutralized and killed. So then the water on top will be drinkable. And then the company have launched this product with varying rates of success in many developing countries, and now they want to enter India. The company has already sells other products in India, but the CEO just wants to know if they should enter this market with a new product, and if so, how should they do it? Is that clear?
Yeah, thank you for the prompt. Let me paraphrase the prompt a little bit. So
Yes.
our client is a leading manufacturer for water cleaning, for consumer goods product in general. And for now, they have a product to clean the water, basically to purify the water with powders.
Yeah.
The way the powder works is to put it in the water tank for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, the sodium or the dirt will be on the bottom of the tank, and the drinkable water will be on the top for people to drink. And they have been quite successful in developing countries, and now they want to enter Indian market with this new product.
Yeah, they want to know if they want to enter.
Okay, thank you. So before I get started, I'd like to know more about our clients.
Yes, please.
As you've mentioned, they have had some products in India, and now they want to enter the market with this new product. Can I know more about their product mix here?
So the product mix is just generally consumer goods related products, but that's I don't think there's going to be much interaction with this new product.
Okay, so there's no connection or overlap of the two products?
No, you can assume no.
Okay, so I guess there's no cannibalization here.
No.
And then second question, what constitutes success for them? What are their objectives?
So the objective is just they came to us to ask whether they should enter the market. So I guess to enter the market, what are some of the criteria to enter the market? That's what we have to work on for this process.
Okay, I see. But for now, they don't have a setup criteria.
So they don't have like a target profit or anything.
Okay.
They just we have to go to them with whatever benchmark that we have identified, and how does that fit?
Okay, I see. And the next question, how do they sell this product? Is it selling to wholesalers, retailers, or just directly sell to consumers?
I think our client is not sure about that. Okay. But according to their past models, this will generally be going to the consumers directly, so either through some sort of shops or their own shops, or it could, yes, I think the main way is to go to the consumers directly.
Okay, I see, thanks. So can I have maybe 2 minutes to structure my thoughts?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me walk you through my structure here.
Yes, please.
My way of approaching this problem will be in 4 buckets. So the first bucket will be the attractiveness of the Indian market. I will first look into how big is this market in general in India, and what are the competition landscape there. So who are the competitors, and whether they are alternatives to this product. And then I would also pay attention to some external factors as well, such as barriers to entry or certain policies. So after knowing the market in general, I will mainly focus on profitability because I assume that's the major goal here. So because we have known the market size or the competition landscape in India, we can estimate how much market share we can capture so that to calculate how much revenue can we generate and minus the cost to get the profit of this new product to see whether it's profitable to launch. And then in this part, I'll also look into some externalities as well, such as brand image, synergy effect, which can benefit our brand, our product as well. So that is the second bucket about profitability, about gains. And then we move on to the third bucket is about the capability. So whether we are capable of entering this market, including financial capability and non-financial capability. So whether we can pay all the fees to enter this market, and the non-financial factors can include whether we have the expertise, we have the networks we can leverage. Do we need to purchase new PP&E? Do we need to hire more people? And then after deciding all those factors in terms of capabilities, I can move on to my last bucket, which is about specific entry model, entry strategies, as well as the risks. So we'll estimate whether we should enter just by ourselves, or do we look for partnership or even M&A in India? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, that is very good. So with the structure, why don't we start with the market size?
Okay, thank you.
Can you try to estimate the market size for me?
Yeah, sure, thank you. So before that, I want to clarify what are our target customers mainly?
So you can think about people who would be willing and able to purchase this product.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the kind of give me answers. The kind of people who do you think would need this one, and instead of alternative ways to clean water?
I am not very familiar with the water in India. So just to clarify, in India, what are their ways to get clean water if they do not use a purification product?
So you can assume firstly, India is a developing country, and we generally know that there are very different there's a very great inequality. So you can assume that in some regions there might be good infrastructures, or people might be able to afford purifiers at home, or there might be people who don't have the habit of drinking clean water. Okay. Or they may be using some cheaper but less convenient ways of purifying water. Okay. And what do you think? What group of the people do you think this product would cater to?
Okay. If that is the case, I think this product will be catering to middle to high income level households in India. So not necessarily the low income level, because first, those people are not really able to afford this product, and second, they might not have this habit of using purifying product. Does that sound about right?
Actually, when we did this case, we were trying to penetrate the more lower end of the market, because it's a bag of powder. It's not that expensive. And also you have to stir it for 20 minutes. If you're a rich person in India, you probably have better means to clean your water than us.
Okay, I see your point. Okay, so I guess this is a project which can actually generate a lot of social well-being, social welfare.
Yes,
really glad to do that. Okay, so I guess we'll target middle to low income levels in India. And my way of calculating this market size here is to multiply the population base of India by the income level. So I'll have middle and low income level, and I'll divide it by the average number of people in each household, because I assume that each household will only have one or two purifying product, because it's not by person, right? So I'll do that to get the number of households in middle to low income levels in India, and multiply by a penetration rate of our products. And if we're going to calculate the market size by value, I'm going to also multiply by the average price of our product. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, so I guess we can calculate this based on the number that we're going to sell in a year.
Okay.
The number of products sold in a year.
So do we have any data on that?
What data?
Okay. Yeah, so let me begin my calculation here. So as I've mentioned, I want to start with the population base. Do you have the data about the population in India?
Yes, so you can assume that there's 1 billion people in India.
1 billion. Okay, I see. And then do you have the data for middle income and low income level, the percentage of each?
So when we did this, we were trying to do, instead of income, we were trying to do this by region. So we were doing it by urban and rural region, which was 30% urban and 70% rural.
I see. Okay. So, and what is the average number of people in each household? Five. Okay. And what is the penetration rate of both urban and rural?
What assumption would you make?
Well, I assume that in urban, the penetration rate will be lower than that of the rural area. Because first, rural area is a place where we target, and the second, the reason why we target this is because there are fewer alternatives there to use, and the water in the rural area are much more likely to be purified than in the urban area. But if I have to guess a specific number here, so I assume penetration rate in urban will be around maybe 40%, and then 60 to the rural.
Okay, we can use that number.
Okay. Thank you. Do we also calculate the value of the market size? Then we will calculate the price as well.
No, we don't have to care about price now. So let's think in terms of how many are sold per year.
Per year. If it's per year, I would also need the data of the lifetime of this product. So how frequent they buy new product.
So we can assume that, so on average, this one packet of powder cleans 1.5, cleans 10 liter. Wait, sorry. On average, one packet of this cleans 10 liters of water.
Okay. So do they sell this product in a big package with multiple small packages in it? Or
we can just think in terms of a small packet, which cleans 10 liters of water.
Oh, okay, I see. So do we have any data on how much water they use each year?
How much water they use each year? We know that so the recommendation for our drinking water is 1.5 liter per person per day.
Okay.
Yes, and we also know that India is a very hot country.
Okay, I see. Do we also differentiate the water usage volume between urban and rural, or is it necessary to do that?
I think you can just assume there's no difference.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the information. So the average water usage volume is 1.5 liters per person per day, but as you've mentioned, India is in tropical zone. So I guess I'll round up this number to maybe 2 liters per person per day, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So 2 liters per person per day, and one package cleans 10 liter of the water. Then one package will be able to clean 10 liters, which means it's enough for 5 people per day, which is just about the same as the average people in the household. So 1 package per day per household.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll start my calculation now. So starting from the total population, 1 billion, and if it's urban, 30%, then it's 300 million people. If it's rural, then it's 70%, which is 700 million people. And we divide these two numbers by 5, respectively, to get the number of households. Then we will have 60 households in the urban area, and then 140 households in the rural area. And then I will multiply these two numbers by the penetration rate that I just assumed, which are 40% for urban and 60% for the rural area. Then I will get 24 for the urban and around 84 for the rural. So because we just assume that 1 package will be enough for 1 household per day, then if we multiply by 365 days, just to make it 1 year, then it's going to be 365 packages in total per household each year. And then we will multiply 365 by both the households in rural and the households in urban, which will be 24 for the urban multiplied by 365 gives us it gives us around 8,810 for urban. And then for rural, we will have the same, which is 84 households multiplied by 365 days per year gives us it will give us around 30,660 packages in the rural area. So if we add these two numbers up, then it's gonna be around 38 or 39,000 packages used per year in India. So if I may run up this number to 40,000 packages, that's gonna be an estimated market size in terms of volume in India. Does that sound about right?
So what's your final answer?
40,000. I rounded up from 38-ish.
Okay, and what is our target market in terms of number of households?
Our target market here will be rural, but the number that I just calculated is the total market share.
Yeah, so I know you told me, but I'm just asking, just referring back to your process. What is the number of households that will buy our product from this estimation?
From my estimation, the number of the households will buy our product will be 24 for the urban, 84 for the rural. In total, it's gonna be around 100, so 108 households.
And what is the unit for your numbers?
Households.
Or million households?
Yeah, you're right, million households. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, so 108 million households.
Yes, very good. Now let's move on to the next question, which is, can you try to think about the competitive landscape for this product? What are the possible competitors?
Okay, so when we talk about competition landscapes, we'll talk about two facets. One is a direct competition coming from competitors. So there might be other consumer goods companies in this area, such as Unilever, P&G, who will also make the similar products. And then the other kind of competition here will be the indirect competition coming from alternatives. So alternatives can include other types of purifying technologies to purify the water, or just purify water for example, in a factory, to gather all of the dirty water and then purify them in one place, and then just transport the clean water to different households. It doesn't have to be a little device in each household. So two kinds of competition here. Competitors could be other commercial goods manufacturers, and then alternatives.
Yeah, okay, very good. Now let's try to do some more calculation. Let's try to understand the profitability of this product. From the experience of launching this product in other countries, we have had a good, relatively good price of 6.2 US cents. And we're just going to assume this price for the Indian market as well.
Okay.
So if we know that the price is 6.2 cents and that setting up a new manufacturing plant costs $100 million, the variable manufacturing cost is 3.5 cents per sachet. And the other variable costs are 20% of the variable manufacturing cost. So how many does the company need to produce to break even?
Okay, just to clarify the numbers here, we have a number of 66.2 cents US dollars. That is the revenue generated?
Yeah, that's the price of it.
Okay, the price. It's 6.2 cents per package?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then we also have some costs, including the fixed cost of building the plant, which is 100 million US dollars. And we have two kinds of variable costs. One is 3.5 cents per package as a variable cost. And we also have another type of variable cost, which is 20% of the total manufacturing cost.
It's 20% of the variable manufacturing cost.
Variable. Can you maybe explain a little bit about what is the variable manufacturing cost? What does it include?
That's the 3.5 cents.
Sorry?
That's a 3.5 cents.
Oh, okay. I see.
So the 3.5 cents is the variable manufacturing cost.
Okay.
And there are other variable costs, which is 20% of this manufacturing cost.
Okay, I see. So the total variable cost per package will be 3.5 multiplied by 120%, if I'm correct. Okay, I see. So in order to calculate break even here, we need to equalize the revenue to the cost. So we have revenue of 62 cents per package.
6.2 cents.
6.2 cents, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then we have the total packages calculated before. No. So we have 6.2 cents here at the unit revenue, and then we have the cost of 100 million plus 3.5 multiplied by 1.2 and multiplied by the unit. So I equalized the total revenues and then total costs. I will do my quick calculation here. We will have around, can I have maybe 30 seconds to do the calculation here?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So after the calculation, the break-even quantity here will be 5,000 million units. Does that sound about right?
5,000 million.
Units, yes.
Yes, 5 billion, that's good. Okay, cool. So
Okay.
we are almost to time for this mock. So now we have come to our clients, and what's your recommendation?
Can I have 30 seconds to structure my thoughts?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Hi, so our recommendation is that yes, to enter the Indian market with this new product for the following reason. It's mainly because of profitability, the profit we can generate. So in order to break even, we only need 5 billion units, but then we estimate the total market size will be around 40 billion units. So that's going to be a huge gap, meaning a promising market to enter the Indian market. So next step, we'll also look into some risks as well, including the competition landscape in more detail. So who are the competitors and what are the alternatives? We'll also look into some policies as well. And we will also look into the pricing part. How do we price this product if we enter this market? And we're happy to help you with that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cool. So let's talk about feedback. Yeah, firstly, I think your communication was generally good when you are talking to me. And then your structuring was really good, like really good. You took less than 2 minutes, about a minute and a half, and you captured like all the major blocks, and you were relatively clear in giving out the details as well. I feel like you could improve here by using the pyramid communication more. So tell me about your 4 blocks first, like market, profitability, capability, entry model, and then go and expand on each of that. So this this communication, it just prepares your audience to know what they're gonna hear. That's very important. That also makes things much easier to follow. Then when we do the market size, I think we were a little bit slow in doing this market sizing, and you forgot the million.
Yeah.
And you weren't so quick. You weren't so quick in picking it up. So that's like, I think what that indicates is to do a sense check of your answer before you give it out. Like you were saying 40,000 items to be sold per year in a country with 1 billion population.
Yeah.
Even if you did came up with this answer, but even if that's what you calculated, you should have sort of like do a sense check. Is this a small number? That's what you should always do at the end of a market size. Is this sensible? And also, I guess it's make a judgment, like, is this a big market, or how does this impact your hypothesis? Yeah. And then when you talk about the substitutes, yes, it's good to know the direct and indirect substitutes. It would be good to, because when we talk about competitive landscape, we generally want to know, is there big or small competition? And you didn't tell me that.
Oh, okay.
So like you were saying like, okay, so there are other ways to purify the water as well, but like, what are the other ways? I feel like you could have sort of listed a few ways that you can think of, and then talk about how comparable they are with this. So the alternative ways, like boiling water or like using a purifier, they might not be comparable because the purifier is too expensive, and someone who's going for this method would never have bought a purifier. And boil water it's like a relatively good substitute in terms of the time and like energy constraint, but you can argue that, okay, so but our product is probably superior because it probably produces like better water. So like that's where the competition might be.
Yeah.
Yes. And then and you can also, so like from that you can also say, okay, so we possibly need some consumer education to just get this through. And then we went to the question on profitability.
Yeah.
This one, I think, so your number was correct. I feel like your issue is you were not very clear on what you were communicating to me. So you were just like, can I have 30 seconds to do the calculation? I had no idea how you're gonna do the calculation. You get the number correct, but imagine if you got it wrong. I have no idea where I can like sort of refer it back. So that when you forgot the million, I can help you. I can sort of say, so what is the number of households, sort of as a reminder to see the million in there. But if you just ask for a few numbers and say, I had 30 minutes to calculate, I have no idea where it went wrong.
Yeah, the thing for this break-even calculation here is that I actually walked you through the formula, which is equalize total revenue to total costs. But then I realized I have to deal with the unknown factor here, which is quantity. So I kind of have to do math. So I did not realize that I have to explain the specific math steps to you. That's why I asked for some time.
So like, I feel like, so at first you could have told me what is the total variable cost per unit. So 3.5 plus the extra 20%.
Yes.
So you could have told me that, but you didn't. That's a very straightforward number to give me. Right.
The straightforward number you mean by the
4.2 cents per unit of variable cost.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I feel like just make this a communicative process. So I feel like this is a number you could have given to me. And a lot of my friends like to do X in like this calculation. I don't like to do X. I try to find more intuitive ways because it might go wrong and it's difficult to untangle it. So my way of doing the break-even point is to say, so my way of doing this question when I was looking at it, my intuition was to say, okay, so 4.2 cents of variable cost. So the margin between the price and the variable cost, it's 6.2 minus 4.2. And to break even, I need this profit to cover the 100 million of
the fixed cost.
Fixed cost, yes. And that's gonna be my quantity.
Oh, okay. Indeed, that is a more straightforward way in terms of
that's what I like to think about it. And like it doesn't require you to give an X, to calculate an X.
Yeah, it was because I was dealing with X, so I don't know how to elaborate it.
So if X is more intuitive for you, you can say that, okay, so I have a formula which is price times quantity should be equal to the fixed cost plus variable cost times quantity. So 6.2 cents times quantity is equal to 100 million plus 4.2 cents times quantity. Let me just have 30 seconds to calculate the quantity.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I see.
Yes. This will just make things a little bit clearer for the person on the other end. Yes. And your recommendation was good. That's generally it. And one more point. So as a general sort of thing to keep in mind is when you answer every question, try to tie it back to your hypothesis or try to tie it back to the core question, which is, should we enter this market?
Okay.
And you didn't do that when you calculated the 5 billion of like break-even point. because you could have compared this number to the market size of your calculator and tell me, is this achievable?
Yeah, I should have done that. So I know that I should have done the commenting on the number that I calculated, and also to walk you through my structure of the calculation part. But as long as the calculation got me stuck, I will just confuse a bit and just do not remember to do all those.
It's a habit thing, but you're very good. Yeah, it takes practice, but you're very good this time.